Did you know that during the first 6 weeks of life, kittens go through changes so dramatic that it's like watching a human grow from a newborn into a toddler, all in just over a month? In this video, we're going to take a journey together, following baby kittens from the very moment they're born until they reach 6 weeks old. These weeks are filled with rapid growth, heartwarming moments, funny little discoveries, and sometimes even challenges that every cat owner should be prepared for. We'll go week by week, breaking down what happens in detail, sharing practical tips, short real-life stories from cat owners, and even some comparisons to human development so you can really grasp how amazing this journey is. Week 1, 0 to 7 days. Kittens are born weighing only about 118 to 115 grams. At this stage, they are blind, their ears are sealed shut, and they have almost no mobility. They rely 100% on their mother for warmth, milk, and even stimulation to go to the bathroom. Their body temperature is unstable, so without their mother's warmth or an external heat source if the mother is absent, they can easily become cold and sick. Extra details. They sleep up to 90% of the day. Their meows are tiny squeaks signaling hunger or discomfort. They cannot urinate or defecate on their own, only when the mother licks them to stimulate their bodies. Stories. A rescuer once shared that he found a newborn kitten alone in a box. It was barely moving, but after placing it on a warm blanket and bottle feeding it with a kitten syringe, he managed to save its life. Another cat owner noticed the smallest kitten of the litter struggling to reach the mother. The bigger siblings would push it aside, so she gently moved the stronger ones away at feeding time so the little one could nurse properly. Practical advice. Avoid handling kittens too much during the first week. Provide a quiet, warm, and dim space for the mother and her babies. Week 2, 7 to 14 days. Around day 7 to 10, kittens begin to open their eyes. Their first look at the world is blurry and unfocused, so they often squint or close their eyes again. Around this time, their ears also start to open, and for the first time, they can hear sounds. Extra details. Their weight increases daily by about 10 to 15 grams. They start to become aware of their siblings and the mother, reacting to touch and sound. Stories. A friend of mine filmed her kitten on day 10 as its eyes opened for the first time. The kitten stared curiously at the light from the window, then closed its eyes tightly as if overwhelmed. Another breeder told me that during this week, the kitten's meows became louder and more distinct, almost as if they were testing out their new ability to hear themselves. Practical advice. Never expose kittens' sensitive eyes to direct sunlight or harsh lights. Keep noise levels low. Sudden sounds can easily startle them at this stage. Week 3, 14 to 21 days. This is when the fun really begins. Kittens attempt to walk for the first time. Their steps are wobbly, unsteady, and they tumble over often, but they never stop trying. Baby teeth also begin to emerge. They experiment with cleaning themselves using their tongues, though clumsily, and for the first time, they engage in playful interactions with their littermates, tiny wrestling matches and playful pawing. Extra details. Their vision and hearing are much sharper now. Their personalities begin to flicker through their behavior. Some are bolder, some were shy, and some mischievous. Stories. One kitten named Mishmish took her first steps around day 17. She wobbled and fell over repeatedly, but she kept standing up again, determined to move. By the end of the week, she could cross the blanket without tumbling. In another home, 2 kittens began their first play fight. Instead of hitting each other, their paws often swung through the air, missing completely. The owner laughed, calling it the cutest boxing match ever. Practical advice. Provide soft bedding so their falls don't hurt them. Begin gently handling them more often so they get used to human touch. Week 4, 21 to 28 days. By week 4, kittens start to move around with more confidence. They attempt small jumps, begin to climb, and, most importantly, they start tasting their mother's food. Extra details. Their sleep time decreases to about 70% of the day. Playtime increases significantly. They explore their surroundings more actively. Stories. One kitten tried stealing food from its mother's bowl for the first time, but it couldn't quite chew it. Still, it kept licking and nibbling, learning little by little. Another owner shared how her kitten began to climb up her leg to reach her lap despite its clumsy grip. Practical advice: offer a small dish of kitten-friendly wet food. Do not stop milk feeding yet. It's still the primary source of nutrition. Week 5, 28 to 35 days. Detailed description: kittens start showing independence. They eat solid food alongside their mother's milk and begin to learn to use the litter box by watching her. Extra details: this is the critical social learning period. They copy everything the mother does: eating, grooming, even scratching. Their play becomes more energetic, involving running and chasing. Stories: my own kitten, Kitty, learned to use the litter box on the first try during week 5, simply by watching her mother. Another owner described how her kittens would line up at the food dish like racers on a track, waiting for the starting signal to dive in. Practical advice: provide non-scented, safe litter for their small lungs. Introduce toys like small balls or soft mice. Week 6, 35 to 42 days. At 6 weeks, kittens are bundles of energy. Their personalities become clear. One may be adventurous, another shy, and another mischievous. They now communicate more actively with humans. Extra details: their grooming skills improve dramatically. Their senses are sharp. They recognize voices, footsteps, and familiar smells. Stories: one cat owner noticed that out of her 3 kittens, one would run straight into her lap whenever she entered, while another hid under the table. Another friend told me his 6-week-old kitten followed him everywhere, even chasing his feet whenever he walked around the house. Practical advice: use this stage to train kittens in good habits, like playing without biting. Provide puzzle toys to stimulate their brains. In just 6 weeks, kittens grow from helpless, blind little creatures to active, playful, and social beings full of personality. Understanding these stages helps you care for them properly, avoid mistakes, and build a strong, loving bond with your cat. If you enjoyed this journey, make sure to subscribe for more stories, tips, and heartwarming cat content.